Yeah, I'm gonna need a big sip of coffee before I answer this one. Yeah. You're asking me if you can change the date on your pre-order. That means you tried to rush it and something got messed up. So now you need a bit more time. Yeah, okay, let's go over this one. Hi, I'm MK Williams. I'm an author and independent publisher. I love sharing my insights about all things self-publishing with you. Before I get into the details of today's topic, don't forget to hit subscribe. You'll be notified every week when I put out new videos on self-publishing, making a career out of being an author, and now being a mompreneur. So for starters, there is no law or rule that says your book has to have a pre-order, okay? Managing an effective pre-order campaign takes time and patience, and your book may not necessarily need one. While it is a super effective tactic to build demand and excitement and hopefully get you enough sales and momentum that your book releases and it jumps to the top of the charts, it isn't required. Okay, so I've worked on some textbooks, and the primary goal was to get the book out so administrators could review it for their school district. So yes, being at the top of an Amazon category would have been nice, but retail consumers weren't our goal or focus, right? So that book did not need a pre-order. It needed to get out so we could get it to people to review. So all of that is to say that you do not have to have a pre-order for your book. If it is stressing you out too much, if it really means a lot to you that something comes up by a certain date and that date is really soon, okay, like we'll talk a bit about that, but you do not have to have a pre-order. It is a best practice. It is something that I think you should do, but only do it if you can do it right. Don't do it just to check it off, but you're not going to take the time to do it effectively, okay? So second, when you're publishing a book, your pre-order begins when you announce that your pre-order is available, okay? It does not begin when you click upload and submit. Why? So Amazon even says it can take up to 72 hours for your ebook to be approved for pre-order. Okay, with IngramSpark, your book has to go through the proofing process, and then you have to approve any print proofs for your paperback or your hardcover, and then enable distribution. And then they even still say it can take up to 6 weeks for the metadata to pull through. Now, I've typically seen that this takes about a week to a week and a half for the metadata to get to all the retailers, but it could take up to 6 weeks. And you certainly don't want to send your readers to a link that only has one format or a page with missing information, right? So your pre-order begins when you announce it. And I do not think, and it is my advice, that you do not announce your pre-order until your links are showing up. So if you have your ebook pre-order on Amazon and you're waiting for the paperback details to come through for your print pre-order from IngramSpark and to link the pages, don't send people to that yet. Your pre-order has not begun. You just putting up the book, I promise you, no one's going to notice. No one's going to notice until you tell them. So your pre-order does not begin until you tell people to go, hey, it's out, go pre-order it, okay? And so because of the time it can take for the metadata to come through from IngramSpark, because of the time it can take for Amazon to approve things, because of the time it can take to link the different formats and have everything looking correctly and for you to get it all in place, I like to have at least 6 weeks of buffer, ideally 8, from when I'm submitting the book to when the book is released, right? Because I don't know, Amazon could approve my book in 24 hours. It could take 72 hours. Everything could come through from IngramSpark super smooth. There could be an issue where I have to resubmit a proof. Whatever that is, I know that whenever I'm picking that date, when I'm submitting it, I want it 8 weeks out. Ideally, sometimes I'll make it 6 if I'm feeling like, am I gonna do all the things to do this pre-order right? But ideally, I like that 8-week buffer. So I've worked with authors who've reached out to me in a panic because the book is supposed to release on this specific date, but the proofs aren't right on IngramSpark, or the links aren't showing all the metadata, and the book just has to release on this date. So sometimes I find out the reason that it has to be released on that date is it's their birthday, and that date means a lot to them to get the book out. So first of all, I think that's a horrible birthday gift to yourself to be stressing about a launch. Launching anything, right? You're launching a book, you're launching a course. That day is stressful. Don't make it your birthday. You want to relax on your birthday. Have some cake. Talk to your friends. You do not want to be constantly just refreshing your feed to see where you're ranking, having people reach out to you like, hey, I didn't get this, or Amazon says it's going to be delayed. Like, you don't want that on your birthday. Don't pick your birthday for a book launch. Don't do it. I'm all for telling a great story with your marketing, right? Of like, hey, this date means a lot to me, or this date means a lot to the plot of the book. But stressing yourself out to reach an arbitrary date makes no sense, right? It's not going to help anything with your marketing. It's not going to help get more sales for the book in a meaningful way. And you're only going to be more stressed about it. And instead of enjoying this experience, you're going to be miserable. I wanted the Alpha Nina, the second book in my Feminina series, it's multiverse, time travel. I wanted that to come out on August 8th of this year, 2021. That didn't happen. Nowhere close. I wasn't about to rush or cut corners or make the publishing platforms mad at me in order to make that fit. I just didn't want to do that. Okay. And that's something I want to share with you, just so you know, like, yes, even those of us who've done this a lot of times, like sometimes the timing just doesn't work. It's okay. As long as the book gets out. Okay. Now, if you've already advertised your release date, why were you doing that before you uploaded things? And therefore, you now find yourself in a bind and you need to push back the release of your book and extend the pre-order for, insert your reason here. You can change your pre-order date. So I gave you that whole tirade first to let you know you don't really need to. Next time, do it differently. But for this time, if you're stressing, if you're panicking, you can change your pre-order date. But I really hope you take this as a lesson and next time you give yourself more buffer and plan ahead. Okay, so first we're going to talk about changing your pre-order and release date on KDP. So your pre-order is the entire span of time that your book is for sale up until the release date. So the release date, people buy it, they get it that day. Pre-order, they buy it, they get it on release day, okay? So you can only change your pre-order time frame. You can only change your release date one time in KDP. And you have to be more than 5 days out from your release. So if it is 3 days to your release date, can't change it. You can't change the content. You can't change the pre-order date. Sorry, Charlie, can't do it. KDP used to let you just change things up to midnight the day that your book was coming out. I think they had a lot of people doing this panic, changing and rushing, and that meant that their end user, the customer, was not getting the best thing. There were a lot of glitches that were coming out. So they've now mandated 5 days before the book is released, you cannot make any changes, okay? So if you're more than 5 days out, if you know you really need to change this release date, go into your ebook details on KDP. You can change the date to your new release date. You will get a message, it is super scary and it should be, that asks you to confirm and reminds you that you can only do this once. You can do this one time. And if you try to do this again, you will lose the ability to do pre-orders on Amazon for a year, for 12 months. So effectively, anyone who's already pre-ordered is now getting their order delayed, right? If you've been promoting the pre-order, and then, oh, I need to push this back. Okay, well, those customers are now going to get a message from Amazon that says your order's been delayed. Amazon does not like having to do that. They are all about making their customers happy, and these hasty changes are going to make these customers unhappy. Okay. So Amazon does not want you doing this. That's why they give you one chance to do it. Maybe you were like, I clicked on the 11th and I meant to click on the 12th. I'm telling everybody the 12th. Oops. They allow for one of those. Other than that, you can't change anything, okay? If you try to change the date again, you will not be allowed to do a pre-order at all on the system for a year. It's really serious. Don't be hasty about it. So if you are thinking of changing it, really sit and think of what you need that date to be. Don't just bump it a couple days. If you need more buffer, give it a couple weeks, all right? If you're waiting for approvals on things, if you're waiting for changes on things, because you can only do it once, okay? All right, now changing your pre-order release date on IngramSpark. So say you're doing the combination, you have ebook pre-order through KDP, but you want to do a print pre-order. And because Amazon, for some reason, will still not give us a print pre-order on KDP, you're going to have to go through IngramSpark to get your print pre-order, right? So you're changing the date. You want both dates to be changed. You can change your release date on IngramSpark. Now, I haven't seen any negative messages as far as not being able to do a pre-order again. However, it doesn't mean that you're not making the system mad when you do this, right? So now IngramSpark, once you save that change, they have to push that metadata out to all their retailers. And so that's going to take some time to trickle through. So again, you don't want to be doing this, 11 p.m. the day before your book is supposed to be coming out. You want to be doing this with enough time in advance. If you missed it, it's okay. It's okay. Your book will be fine. It's okay. All right. So don't panic, don't freak out. But if you do have enough of a buffer, like several weeks until that release date, and you want to push it back even further, yep, you still have enough time. Make that change. The changes won't show up all at once, right? Like the data has to get out to the retailers. But again, that's a reason to plan ahead just before you upload anything, to really think about that date. So I hope you've also just, if you're watching this video, it's because you're in a panic. It'll be okay. Your book is going to be okay. You've worked really hard on it. This one moment, while yes, a launch will be very great for the success of a book, your book is more than just this one moment, right? It's a lifetime asset you have to promote. It'll be okay. We're going to just take a... Okay, now you have what you need to go get to work to change that release date if you need to. I've spoken my piece. Best of luck with your pre-order and your book launch. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe. Leave me some notes in the comments. That really lets YouTube know that you got video from this information and I can get it in front of other authors like us. Now you can get back to writing your book. Hey, if you want to continue to support this channel and my other creative work, please head over to buymeacoffee.com and support my channel. You can buy me 1 coffee, 3, 5, 10, or you can even get a membership. Those who are in the membership are actually going to be included in the acknowledgements pages of all of my published books moving forward as a big thank you. And you can even get some additional options to get an Instagram thank you post shout out or a shout out in an upcoming video. Thank you so much for supporting this channel.